Welcome back, everybody, for episode 2 of the case files of Letecia Stauch document read through. So we're going to just pull up whatever documents we had gone through during the second live. So let's just jump right into it. So first up on the list are documents that show that Letecia herself was calling into the tip hotline and talking about how that there were these dangerous people kidnapping children from the back of vans. They were hurting and killing them, this whole money laundering scheme, and a bunch of crazy stuff. So let's take a look at it. I received an email from Nicolette Dubois, who is a crime analyst for EPSO and is currently monitoring the EPSO tip line. Nicolette informed me Letecia Stauch called the tip line twice on August 6, 2020. Nicolette summarized the content of the calls in an email to me and provided me with the recordings of the calls. The following is the summary of her email. Good morning. I wanted to let you know Letecia Stauch called the CJC crime tip hotline twice yesterday from A2 at 0716 and 0747. In the first call, she said she wants to report something going on, and she knows people here hate her, and she didn't do what people think she did. She says people are money laundering money, and that they used to do it out of a coffee store, but now another location. They are taking kids out of the back of vans, they're going to kill more kids, and the moment you don't agree to be involved, they will hurt you or someone you care about. They are also trying to break out of one of their leaders from a supermax, and they have an engineer helping. She knows places you can go in Cannon City and Denver to find them. This is what got her into this situation in the first place. They hurt her child already and are getting worse. They are in Colorado Springs right now. The second call was just seeing if anyone got her message because time is of the essence and she wants to talk to someone. The calls were placed into evidence as item number 809. District Attorney Michael Allen was made aware of the calls and contacted Mrs. Stauch's attorneys to see if an interview would be feasible. I have nothing further at this time. So next up, we have a document that shows how Letecia Stauch had originally created a GoFundMe in the amount of $150,000 to bring Gannon home. That's right. Letecia Stauch created a fund, a campaign for $150,000 to try to find the little boy that she had murdered. Take a look. At approximately 12:20 hours, I visited the website GoFundMe.com and searched Letecia Stauch. This provided me the result of Fountain, Colorado Help Bring Gannon Home, raising money in hopes of bringing Gannon home healthy and whole. $0 out of $150,000. I was unable to visit the link as it appeared the campaign had already been removed from the website. When I searched Gannon, a campaign in Conway, South Carolina, titled Finding Gannon popped up. The campaign had been created 3 hours ago and did not have any information on who the money was going to. The content of the campaign appeared to be similar to a Facebook fundraising page belonging to Landon Hyatt's uncle, intended to raise money for Landon to be able to stay in Colorado to help search for her son. $0 out of $1,500 had been raised. See attachment GoFundMe screenshots. So it's just absolutely insane to me that Letecia would ever even try to raise any money whatsoever off of her stepson that she brutally murdered, but to try to raise $150,000 in his name, knowing that he was no longer alive, is just, it's ludicrous. And the little tiny money that his bio mom actually needed to be able to have access to resources to stay in that state, to actually search for her child, and Letecia dragged her through the dirt and mud all over Facebook. She dragged her name and criticized her nonstop for trying to obtain that little bit of money for the actual things that she needed. But yeah, that was shocking to me, and I did not know about that prior to these case files. The following document we will be looking at shows a liquid they collected from the residents. They sent to a lab after having suspicions that it may contain some type of poison, something along the lines of Epsom salt. They had reason to believe that Letecia may have gone about possibly poisoning Gannon, and they wanted to make sure that this liquid was tested. On February 25th, 2020, I, Detective John Price, was contacted by Detective Sergeant Rosario Hubble. Reference the 2 Camelback bags recovered from the hall closet at 6627 Mandan Drive. He directed me to have the liquid contents of each tested. He stated there is a possibility Gannon was poisoned by Epsom salt and or prescription medications dissolved in the liquid. I contacted both the laboratories of the CBI and the MCL and learned that neither has the capabilities to test for Epsom salt and would require the use of a private laboratory. Both labs are, however, able to test for the presence of drugs. The Metro Crime Lab was able to complete this testing in a more timely manner than CBI, and I selected MCL to conduct the testing. I spoke with MCL chemist Daniel Gammy via telephone. We discussed the purpose and reasoning behind this request. I contacted CSI Robert Zaleski via telephone. He told me the Camelback bags have been labeled as MCL evidence item number 4269 SW 6-07. I spoke with CSI Brooke Hafko, who still had custody and control of these items. She agreed to deliver them directly to chemist Daniel Gammy. I entered a request for processing into the Laboratory Information Management System. So next up, we have a document that depicts a recorded phone call conversation between Letecia and an unknown party. And during this conversation, Letecia is expressing that there are very bad people after her and she needs to get her passport. And they are looking to exchange Letecia for Gannon, but she wouldn't get further into detail. Now, this is something that already sounds familiar because we've heard Letecia express this, whether it was to investigators or something similar to Al. So she's always kind of been bouncing around this narrative. So let's take a look. So on Wednesday, February 26, 2020, I, Detective J. Bethel, assisted with an investigation of a missing child, which occurred at 6627 Mandan Drive. At approximately 11 a.m., Redacted contacted me via telephone. She stated Letecia Stauch contacted her via telephone and had a 12-minute conversation with her. Redacted told me the conversation was recorded, although the recording had no audio. Redacted said during the conversation, Letecia told her that she, Letecia, needed her passport and the bad people had Gannon, but the bad people were not into drugs or human trafficking. Letecia said the bad people wanted her in exchange for Gannon, but would not provide any further details. Redacted sent me 6 video files of the phone call. There was no audio captured of the calls. The video files were entered into evidence as item number 513. I will continue to document investigative efforts completed on this case in addition. The final documents we're going over in episode 2 are the interview with Amrita Yana's documents. And within these, you'll see how Amrita was approached by Letecia Stauch via Facebook Messenger. Now, at the time, Amrita was a part of a Support Letecia Stauch Facebook group. Don't ask me why she was, I don't know. But again, if you weren't a follower of this case from the beginning, I will remind you that Facebook groups were very prevalent in this case, and Letecia was very active in them in the very beginning of this case. And Letecia approached Amrita, and she had asked her to do some pretty sketchy things. And definitely leave your comments down below because I really want to hear your guys' feedback regarding this. So let's review it and let me know what you guys think. On Wednesday, February 25th, 2020, Detective David Glenn Jr. conducted follow-up on this case. At approximately 10:34 hours, Amrita Yana's emailed the EPSO tip line indicating she had been in contact with Letecia Stauch and that Letecia recently asked her to post information on social media in reference to this case, alleging Al was not Gannon's biological father. I contacted Amrita by telephone and scheduled an interview with her for 1100 hours on 2/26/20 at the office of the sheriff located at 27 East Vermejo Avenue, Colorado Springs, Colorado. So we'll move on to the second document, which is the actual interview with Amrita, and it says, during the interview, Amrita explained she joined a Facebook group titled T Stauch Support Group that was created in support of Letecia Stauch. After joining the group, Amrita began communicating with Letecia and maintained daily interactions with her via Facebook and Instagram. On February 25th, 2020, Letecia asked Amrita to post information on Facebook indicating that Al was not Gannon's biological father, and that there was a possibility that Gannon's biological father was in the Lorson Ranch area during the time of Gannon's disappearance. Amrita said she was uncomfortable with following through with Letecia's request and decided not to post the information. Amrita said she noticed a new user named Victoria Michelle, who joined the T Stauch support group and posted the same information Letecia asked Amrita to post. Amrita later confirmed with the administrator of the T Stauch support group, Letecia was using the Victoria Michelle username to interact with other users in the group. Amrita indicated the user, Victoria Michelle, hosted a question and answer session with other users while stating she was an investigator who had intimate knowledge of the investigation of Gannon's disappearance during the evening of February 25th, 2020. Amrita emailed me digital screenshots of the question and answer session. I transferred the screenshots to a compact disc and entered them into evidence as item number 485. The interview in its entirety has been transcribed by my El Paso County Sheriff's Office records section and has not been reviewed for accuracy. The transcription is attached with its supplement. I entered a compact disc containing a digital record of my interview with Amrita as evidence number 486. Amrita signed a search waiver to allow a download of the following Facebook and Instagram social media accounts. Redacted. I entered the original search waiver into evidence as item number 484. A digital copy of the waiver is also included with this supplement. Amarita consented to a digital download of her Instagram account and provided me with the login credentials to allow me to download the contents of that account. I transferred the digital contents of that download to a compact disc and entered it into evidence as item number 641. Amarita also provided information for the following social media accounts as they relate to the Stauch support group. Redacted. I completed 2 requests for preservation for the following Facebook pages, and it's redacted. So it says Detective Courtney McCormack completed preservation orders for the rest of the above listed accounts and obtained a search warrant for all the above listed accounts. See her supplement for more information. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you for this episode. So leave all of your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you all soon.